They say, "Oh, sir, I applied to 100 jobs in last 1 week. Not a single reply." This young generation is so smart. Only thing that they may be hesitating. I'm not saying the word lacking. Hesitating is to speak up.
Gaps in especially IT sector, if we talk about.
Okay, so gaps in IT sector. Now we hear the word AI. Every alternate person, even on the street you speak, he will, he's either a consumer of AI or a person who is going to deliver AI.
To get a job, especially in UK, which sectors there is shortage of skills, and also which areas we can, there is a demand.
Young generation is super talented. They will do the Google search and they will make a
Come up
list
with
and AI, all that.
systems and everything.
A huge gap. My son bought some 5 pound worth this coffee mug. You press and it not 10 pounds worth. I was talking to him one day. I said, "What is it that we cannot make in this? There is a glass, container."
So, especially a guy coming from India who's new to the UK, how would one should like set their path to start doing networking, and how could he connect with the right individuals?
Yeah. So
Where is that boom gap in the other space in the coming years in UK? Hi, sir.
Hi.
Pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you.
The whole essence of this podcast,
Mhm.
by bringing a gentleman like you who has experience in various sectors. If I talk about you, you've been an IT consultant.
Yeah.
That's your job for
True.
from last
Yeah.
2 decades or so.
More than that.
And then you were involved in startup ecosystem.
Yeah.
Connecting people to build applications or services.
Yeah.
And also you're actively participating in community
Community.
events.
Yeah.
So through your experience, we want valuable information
Mhm.
for the people over here in the UK, Indian students over here in the UK, like in many ways. One regarding career, where they're right from the gaps in the industries to the opportunities and the things that students are missing out nowadays.
Okay.
And if we especially look out the situation in the UK, if you look at the economy, the way UK is going from the past 5 years, that's not promising.
Mhm.
But we have to tackle the challenges. The
Yeah.
only way we can do is come together, bridge the gap, and then gain the valuable knowledge from people like you,
Yeah.
and then apply it in our lives, right?
Yeah.
So starting with, where do you think there's a major gaps in the IT industry in the UK?
Mhm.
And most of our Indian students come to study IT,
Yeah.
and then as soon as they finish, how should they take immediate steps to get the jobs?
Yeah, thanks, Narendra, for having me. I will try to share my experience, my knowledge, my expertise in this field. Overall, what you described, that is to an extent true that I have more than 3 decades of experience in IT. Now, recently, at this part of life, also I'm now involved in 3 new startups. It's not that you have to start at a young age, but there are always opportunities. So keep looking for opportunities. So 3 startups I'm involved in. One startup is already now converted into a business as usual mode, which is a matrimonial website called Lagna Kartavya. Started 7 years back just before COVID. It's doing well. So the way it is couple of things we have to keep in mind. If you look at UK's data or developed world, even in India, they say unemployment is only 5 or 6%. So first and foremost, students or the newcomers have to take out the notion from their mind that there are very few jobs. 94 out of 100 people are employed. So there are jobs in the market. So that notion is first thing. Second is that people get frustrated, depressed, and so there is no point. It's not going to add any value. And at this stage of my life also, when I change, I am a freelance IT consultant. I keep on changing project to project.
Yeah.
When I finish my one project, I apply to the next, and
Look
I
for
also go
another
through the same cycle at this, after 30 plus years
Even
experience.
after that much experience.
So I have learned again through my hard way that there is no point getting frustrated, depressed, doing something desperate just to get some short-term advantage. It's not going to help. Stick to your core. Keep your eyes and ears open. Be open
Mhm.
to new suggestions,
Mhm.
new ideas, reach out to people. Second thing I tell this young generation is that they say, "Oh, sir, I applied to 100 jobs in last 1 week, not a
Mhm.
single reply." I tell them that your work, your job is to apply.
Mhm.
To select or not select is their job.
Recruiter job. Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
Mhm.
It is, we are in a capitalist market-driven economy.
Mhm.
It's just a function of market, demand and supply
100%.
function.
Mhm.
Unless you reach out to the people, reach out to the companies and tell them that what is that you are available for a job,
Mhm.
you have this XYZ skills, you are willing to learn. Young generation, again, what they have to show that they have, and show means they have to demonstrate that they have a hunger to learn new things, hunger to change. Like if you are just going, now recently one of my friend's son, he came over here to do a sports management,
Mhm.
but his background is commerce, graduate.
Mhm.
And because immediately after 1 year he wants a job, so luckily one of my friend wanted a fresher accountant, so he started that. So I told him that after you start, you have to reach out to your the person who is employed and ask him
Mhm.
what else I can do. You are young, like when at our young age there was no technology, no mobile,
That
no
was a different
laptop, no computer,
time
internet.
completely. Mhm.
We used to work 18 hours a day.
Mhm.
Similarly,
There's no much distractions.
no, now you have to, after your 9 to 5 job, you
Mhm.
don't have to be satisfied. You have to have that hunger. Ask him. Now, last week or a week before, he called me and said, "Uncle, you gave me the guidance. My sir, with whom I am employed, now he asked me to do a CFA, Chartered Financial Accountant certification, basic, then advanced, intermediate, advanced,
Mhm.
which will help him establish in a different, marketplace."
Exactly.
So this is how you have to demonstrate,
Mhm.
try various fields.
Mhm.
As I said, the example of, care home, what other services they may need.
Mhm.
This young generation is so smart. Only thing that they may be hesitating, I'm not saying the word lacking, hesitating is
Yeah.
to speak up.
Speak up.
You look at the local population now. I have come across in my life
Mhm.
examples that a person was started his career as a librarian
Mhm.
and he rose to the head of IT of one of the global companies.
There
You
are
know,
many.
there are many such examples.
100%.
How he did it? You look at his LinkedIn profile and you will see how he has transitioned.
Mhm.
He stick to core and he chose to try different things. Speak up. There's no harm. See what we are in a very free world, developed, democratized world.
Countries. Yeah.
What else they say is okay, no. Right now, stick to what I have
Worst
told you to
case,
do.
you will be rejected. Right?
Yeah, you'll
No.
say no. Right now, do whatever you are doing. That's good enough. That's fine, no problem.
Mhm.
But unless you speak, unless you show that hunger
Mhm.
that you want to do something,
Yeah.
there are opportunities. Why, as I said, why 94 out of 100 people are employed? There is no shortage of jobs.
Mhm.
You have to go out. You have to keep positive attitude, keep learning. And the latter part, when I'm going to speak about networking.
Mhm.
Network is net worth.
Mhm.
The more people you connect, you never know. I got so many examples
Mhm.
to speak about.
Right. So again, coming back to a question, gaps in especially IT sector. If we talk about.
Okay, so gaps in IT sector. Now we hear the word AI.
Mhm.
Every alternate person, even on the street you speak, he will, he's either a consumer of AI or a person who is
Person.
going to deliver AI.
Yeah. Mhm.
But many people I speak to, especially in industry, because I'm one of my startup,
Mhm.
which I'm going to launch in a couple of months' time, with one of the professors in Oxford University, is
Yeah.
about AI.
Yeah.
When I speak to people, okay, you want to use AI from industry side. I ask them, okay, because now I started learning myself, because I was not having any knowledge of AI. What exactly you want to do? No, I want to use AI. What do you mean by you want to use? Where you want to use AI? What? Because AI, to me, we have to use it to solve the business problems. Now, this is a classic example. Now, young generation, they will see so many problems. Filing IT return.
Mhm.
Trains are congested.
Mhm.
Buses
Yeah,
are
again,
going empty.
Parking.
Parking is not available. So these are the real world business problems
Problems.
you can solve using AI.
AI.
So they have to look at the gap in the market.
Mhm.
On top of AI, there is a layer which is a visualization. You come up with the results, but how to demonstrate it. We are doing one project, not me, I'm not part of that project, but my partner,
colleagues,
he's a part of that project. There is a Kumbh Mela happens every 12 years in India.
Yes.
In Nashik, 30 million people gather. In Varanasi, naturally, more than 120 million people they gather. So we are going to work on a business, the AI model, to reduce the congestion, to give a quick response to police and medical emergencies. So they are developing so a real world business problems, identify, start doing small models. There is a lot of knowledge available in the market. There are courses from Harvard and MIT or Oxford University. There are some free or some small.
Free courses, true.
Start doing that, gather the knowledge, do a prototype, and then you can stand out in the market. Because as I said, every alternate person is talking. Either he's a consumer of AI or a service provider. But where is the link between that? You say that, okay, I have developed a model. This is a small model, how to solve a parking problem in, say, this area, local area. So I have gathered the data. This is the, these are the timings when there is a peak hours and there is a congestion and there is no parking places available. If we defer the timing, say office timing by half an hour, you can reduce. So what I'm trying to say is identify problems, very small problems, and try to do a prototyping. These are mostly tools also to develop AI algorithms are also freely available. You go to GitHub and the codes are really available, readily available. AI guys are very smart.
And if you talk about freshers who just passed out from, doing masters in information technology, the AI definitely is coming wave. It's already there. Everybody has their eyes on. But to get a job, especially in UK, which sectors there is a shortage of skills, and also which areas we can there is a demand here.
So apart from that, what is happening is that all the systems which are predominantly or historically hosted on premise are now moving to cloud. In layman's term, you are just changing the physical location from where you store and where you move. So there is a big demand and gap in the market. Big ERP vendors, enterprise system vendors like Oracles and IBM's, Microsoft or Workday, PeopleSoft, they are big. But you go to small shops and they have hosted system. They have a server and so you can just visit, go to high street and okay, can we help you? You don't have to have a staff. You don't have to, we will maintain it for you and just move their system into cloud. So this is one gap. Apart from that, these systems are getting more and more sophisticated by the day. But when you do the upgrades, you need to do the testing of the system. So suggest them the upgrades, do small changes to the system, and can we do the regression testing? You can do annual maintenance contract that every year I will come and do testing of your system and see that it is fit for purpose, it is doing its job.
Right.
This movement of hosted system to cloud is a huge, because as I said, big vendors, big companies like,
they already have cloud systems.
They are moving, but their projects are big, their budgets are big, and they have to have a reliable supplier, Oracles and, Microsoft of this world. But small vendors. We go here and every shop has an IT system. They have 100%. A kiosk and they have a teller machine for payments. They have, if you go to hotels, they have a menu card and they are mostly hosted because they are small vendors. They don't have either the idea or the appetite to move. But if somebody comes with a good solution that I will help you.
It can save their cost at the same time. It can save their time and
absolutely. And they will be well equipped to go into, because
exactly.
Even these guys, one of my friend is doing a small project, an AI-based project that he has captured a chain of small pizza delivery centers, Domino's or something, in that local area, just to give them the analytics and an AI-based tool that, during football match time between 6 and 7 in the evening, you get pizza orders, and these are the pizzas which are very popular. So they can keep them ready.
100%
to do the
based on
customer
data,
side. Yeah.
based on the
Yeah.
data previously.
Yeah. And AI also can suggest the customer that, okay, today is a football match. Do you want to order a pizza?
100%, yeah, notification. And also, as you said previously, in UK, population is aging a lot, and there are sectors which are surrounded by that. There's a huge demand and needs a
Huge
lot
demand.
of people
Yeah.
to solve those
So
things.
yeah, look at, see, as I
Most
said,
of our Indians or students are working in care homes, but there are many industries, right, from food, even in technology, even in manufacturing, and other
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
So what are those markets related to the gaps that are essentially coming up with countries demography?
Yeah. Another area which I find interesting. Recently, I went to Nashik. There was a series of talks, and they have invited me to deliver one of the talks. It's a 100-year-old talk series going on, in the city of Nashik. I have a meeting with Nashik Industrial Manufacturers Association, having some 2,000 members or something. That meeting could not happen.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to high street, the correlation is, if you go to high street here, if you go to Poundland, Tesco's, Morrison's, Lidl, you will see hundreds of low value items. All are coming from China. Mostly.
Most
I can say 8 out of 10 are coming. They are very low value, low tech items.
Okay.
Now, what stops us from manufacturing those items in India and sell
And
it
bring
here?
it here.
So the gap is, somebody can go to high street, collect samples of, they don't have to even purchase, just take photos and then their leaflet
Research
or
about that. Yeah.
collect them, set up a website or kind of marketplace, that, okay, I'm willing to do a marketing on this item. This is the price. Are there any fan manufacturers? Can you do this? Manufacture, and I will sell it. This Nashik Industrial Association, I suggested them there, young students come to me for, can you appoint one of these students or 2 or 3 students here? They have got 2,000 members in Nashik and they have got all sorts of manufacturing activities. They will be your representatives here.
They will be
and they will do the marketing. They will reach out to people. There will be some B2B, some B2C businesses. They will do marketing for you. So the discussions are going on. So on manufacturing side, as I said, low and medium tech items can be easily penetrated into. Somebody has to take the efforts. How to do it? Young generation is super talented. They will do the Google search and they will make a list and AI, all that.
Systems and everything.
A huge gap. My son bought some 5 pound worth this coffee mug, you press and it, not 5, 10 pounds worth. And I was talking to him one day. I said, what is it that we cannot make in this? There is a glass, container. There is a holder and there is one push bar from top. What you cannot manufacture in India?
Why it is? You from
and
that, right?
it cost him 10 pounds. So at Morrison. So there is a Morrison has some margin. There is a transportation cost.
Logistics.
The manufacturer has got some margin. He said the raw material in this manufacturing cannot be more than 4 pounds in this.
That's true.
I went to this Nashik and I forgot my charging cable. So I bought one from airport at Heathrow. And incidentally, it was in my pocket because I was traveling in 2 days, I was traveling from place to place. I just took out that, in one of the seminars I attended, I just took out that cable when I was delivering my speech. I said, I bought this for 20 pounds, 2,000 rupees.
In UK.
One person stood up and said, sir, it costs 50 rupees in India. There are hundreds and thousands of items. Manufacturing side. Service side, care home, there are so many ancillaries from security to food to well-being of the senior citizens, the mental, physical well-being, the physio. So many services they require, and aging population is growing, life expectancy is growing. This is inevitable.
Nothing can stop that.
Nothing can, and there are services needed. The more services you need, give, more happy, easy life they will. They are your, they have worked hard for you. It is your duty to see that they are in comfort and you can develop the services for them.
So when I spoke to people who came to UK, 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, in everyone's friends circle, there is a guy who established a care home because of the demand.
Demand, yeah.
Because of the
They
demand.
saw that,
And
yeah.
they grab the opportunity,
Opportunity.
and apparently they're helping the country and old people and so on. And because of that also, there are a lot of opportunities
Yeah.
where students could do the
Yeah,
part-time
yeah,
jobs or
yeah.
also full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Where is that boom or gap in the other space in the coming years in UK?
Yeah, coming years
Security
in
has been there
yeah.
in the last 10 years. It's growing a lot because, as you know, every
yeah.
single industry is related to security.
Yeah.
As a country, highly value security, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the associated industry that there's a gap and demand, and everybody who has few contacts starting the security agencies.
Yeah.
Right. Same happened with the care homes back then.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what are those remaining spaces
See,
or
other areas within IT, and this is again not, it's an established field, is they call it, forensic science, because as the dependence on digitization or cashless economy grows,
Yeah,
the chances of fraud are getting increased.
it's true.
How do I know now? Today only while I was driving, one of my friend, we were discussing some financial transactions. So he said that, Ravi, how do I know that the party opposite who is asking the payment is a genuine party, or is the payment going to reach him, is not a fraud? So cyber security is a broad domain, but within that, these financial transactions, now people can develop services that, and this is again established, you open an escrow account, the money goes in that pot before it goes to the final person. So the cybersecurity, financial crime, financial transaction is a big area. Identity theft is again big area. Now with AI, you can do a lot of things like iris recognition, fingertip recognition. You can do, so I store my fingertip in a secure area and somebody wants to do a, ID check. They can go to the data bank and, cross-verify that this is Ravi's fingertips. So there are areas in security, prevention, because prevention, as they say, is always better than a cure.
100%.
So if you take the care, provide the services, that, okay, I will develop a bank of fingerprints or iris recognition, and any company wants to vet that, they can come to my bank and double check and then only proceed with the transaction. So cybersecurity, financial transaction, financial fraud is a big area where people can come up with innovative solutions, innovative services, and deliver. Again, it is better for the society. The person who is going to deliver, he can be a service provider. So as they say, instead of a job seeker, you give a job giver. So there are opportunities, infinite opportunities in this area.
So these are all what you said is ideas or space. These are like somebody who has skills and willingly to develop something.
Yeah.
Like majority of the students or young people in the beginning of their career, they just want to start working somewhere, right? And especially when you talk about freshers, considering the situation of UK, big companies are laying off people because of recession in the previously, and startups they're recruiting but they are denying to offer the sponsorship. So how should like a fresher should choose like working for the startups or working for established companies?
So working for established companies, has its advantages, but at the same time disadvantage that you are, if you go to Ernst & Young or PwC, you are thrown in the ocean, and you are one amongst, working with startup has an advantage that you can really demonstrate your skill. There are very few people working around you, so you can pick up a lot of skills. You can show your skills
Can
and
lead the
team or
grow
come
along
up with
the
innovative
company.
idea, pick up the responsibilities in the area which you are not related to,
And learn
like
about
doing a
those-
presentation, pre-sales
Exactly.
presentation.
Mhm.
He said, oh, I'm a technical geek. Okay, but you have spare time. Can you do create a presentation for me? And, so these are the skills which are going to help you in later life. So with working with startup, there is uncertainty, but nowadays, as you correctly said, with big companies also, they lay off with a click of a button these days. They send one mail to 1,500 employees.
Done.
No more required from tomorrow.
Mm.
So I always say that the Oxford meaning of a permanent job and the actual meaning is now totally different. There is nothing called permanent job.
There is no such thing called.
So you can take a risk of going with a startup, but there you can have to have that hunger, drive, that okay, there's no job, as they say, is a small job. I'm ready to, even they are asking me to make a tea. There is a skill, you can go and meet more people when you go and deliver the tea. So there is no small job. With startup, that is advantage. With bigger companies, you are protected, but then you are
you are restricted.
Restricted. You are given a specific job. You have a hierarchy. You report to somebody. Somebody reports
to. So to climb the ladder up,
it's difficult. Yeah. There is no harm in going to big companies because they have a wider vision.
100%.
Yeah. But a startup, and as I said, doing small prototypes on your own.
Simple prototypes.
It doesn't have to be that AI one only, which I described some time back.
100%.
Just as I said, cleaning services or equipment. Go to shops and find out the gaps. In the market, you always have that vision. We all, our day-to-day life, we keep on grumbling. Oh, this is not working. Why I have to call so many people? These are the gaps in the market, which as a common citizen you are encountering.
How you are struggling in every area of life. That's where the problem is.
Problem is, as they say, they are the the other side of the coin. They are the opportunities for you. You can work on that, develop on that. Yeah.
Right. Going back to again, if you imagine like when you first came to UK, by having all this experience now and seeing how the country is going through, and now recently seeing lakhs and lakhs of Indians are coming over here, and most of the time, we students or young generation seems to take the decisions which are advantage in short terms rather than going for the long term. How does it change if somebody takes decisions for the short term or like long term?
A couple of things have changed in a short. When we came here in Y2K boom, most of the people, IT guys in bulk, they came over here. And that time getting a citizenship was very simple, very straightforward process, no test, nothing. Nowadays there are a couple of things are happening. The visa rules changes, they change like
every now and then.
Every now and then. So you have to keep that always in your mind that the moment you leave Indian shore to come here, the situation may not be there when you come out of the university.
Exactly.
So that is one thing. Second is that you have to, that is as I said, a latter part of my discussion is that you have to network and reach out to the people. There are 3 reasons you are coming here from India or abroad. One is that your family is well off, well to do, and you just wanted to do some degree or some, and
get
then,
the foreign experience.
just a label. Fine, there's nothing wrong in that. Fine, that's 100%. Perfect. Second is that you want to really get some knowledge and education here and go and apply it back in India. And third is the biggest category of all is
change the financial
come over here,
the
study here and work here, which is the biggest. Which is, I can say 70% of that is in
falls
this
in
category, falling in this category. For them, my suggestion or my request, in fact, earnest request is that they have to do the due diligence of what course they are opting. What are the job, see, there are professional organizations, I am not saying commercial, professional organizations in India who are guiding, they charge fees and they guide to which course you should do. But you should do your own due diligence. And that's the place where your networking and, people collect skills will come in, because you can go and ask, like, I get every day 1 or 2 requests. My son is doing this course or my friend's daughter is going to do this course. Is it worth? So you have to reach out. You have to do the due diligence and find out, is there a real demand? That professional company, their job is there to sell, They have a tie-up with these universities here.
100%.
So they are doing a hard sell to you. But for you, if you are in that third category where you want to make your life here, you have to do the due diligence and find which is the right course for you. Once you land here and you pay the fees, then you are in that cycle that you cannot get out. You are stuck. You are really stuck. Then people go and, okay, I'm ready to do any job. No. That's not the way. You do due diligence. There are various sectors available, various, but you have to choose the right university and right course within that university. Just don't come, like human resource management. The way things work here are totally different the way things work in India.
That's true.
So what's the use of doing some generic course? Please don't do any generic course. There is yeah. STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics is the best way, as they call STEM courses. They are in high demand.
Exactly.
Definitely, yeah.
And again, as I said, like, how do you tell that students to take decisions which will, long-term decisions rather than short-term decisions?
Yeah.
And what are the effects?
That's the second part, is that once you land here and start studying, I know it's hard work, but you have to get into the ecosystem of your domain. Connect on LinkedIn, on social media platforms, the people who are working in that domain. There is no harm. See, if you send 10 LinkedIn requests, 5 may get rejected or they will not even respond. 5 or 2 or 3 may
Respond.
connect with them, say hi to them. There is nothing, with professional networking groups, whether it is LinkedIn or this social, local organizations, generally people are there, they are very professional, they do respond. That is my personal experience. So go on this social media or professional media platforms, connect with local organizations like Overseas Maharashtrian Professionals and Entrepreneurs Group, OMPEG. There are so many organizations here of various communities. There are Confederation of Indian Industries. There is a FICCI. There is a High Commission of India do a lot of programs.
That's true. Yeah.
Both even Birmingham, London, Scotland, they do a lot of programs. See, unless you reach out to them, get 10, 50 students around. Okay, we want to do this. They have all the facilities and they are mandated to help Indian students. You go with a proposal. On website nowadays, everything is transparent. Go on their website. Their first secretary trade, first secretary public relation, first secretary company. Their email IDs, phone numbers are available.
Everything is there.
Go for 15 students. We want to do this program. There are so many trade and professional bodies. As I said earlier, approach the Indian professional bodies based in India and tell them, we are here. Okay, 3 of us, we can get together and market your product. Do you want to do this? We will go find out we have seen your website, your products, they are sold here, equivalent products from other countries. We can take your product to the market and, do the marketing. Maybe on a retainer basis, a small retainer fee, which will help them to survive, and then on a commission basis. So they have to expand. Don't be afraid or feel shy of people rejecting you or not even responding you. It doesn't mean that they don't respect you or they ignore you or they look down upon you. No. They are just busy, or right now there is no demand or there is no need for them to engage with you.
Exactly.
But a time will come, and I have seen in our business networking group, I have seen that they used to conduct the seminars for small group, 30, 40 customers. And out of that 10 get converted, in next 2-3 months. But these people now, one of our member is mortgage advisor. Right. Started new when our organization started 8 years back. She started the business same time. And now she tells me, we had done this webinar in Highwaycom just before the COVID. The client has now come back to me after 5 years.
Saying I attended the webinar that
webinar and your speech was excellent and you are knowledgeable. So can I, opt your services? So people will come back. People will remember you, unless you put forward your case.
Right. And then coming to networking, which you...
fantastic.
Which you keep on stress about. Keep on saying network is net worth.
Yes.
So what are the... See, there are many ways one can do the networking. One is attending community programs and events, supporting them whatever they can. Second, there are career-related events. Go there and then make connections. Get some knowledge and again clear your doubts on many things. Third, social events. Even there too, you can meet a lot of people, which can be helpful in many ways, right? So, especially a guy coming from India who is new to the UK, how would one should set their path to start doing networking, and how
Network.
could he connect with the right individuals?
Yeah. So initially, as I said, this young generation is very smart. They are tech savvy and internet savvy, Google savvy.
Mhm.
So they have to find out the organizations,
Mhm.
social, professional organizations in their area,
Mhm.
because with students they may have a challenge to commute long distances.
It's true.
London is a big city.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So find out the social organizations. They will have social events throughout the year, whether it is Gujarati, Bengali, Marathi, any
Always.
community they
Exactly. Telugu, Tamil,
and yeah,
Kannada.
they will have sponsor stalls there.
Mhm.
Go and speak to them.
Yeah.
Like we conduct in Milton Keynes Marathi Mandal, there are 5-6 stalls every function.
And also there is Indian festival happens.
Yeah, IDMK,
every-
India Day, Milton Keynes.
in year. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you have this opportunity. Again, these community events, 100, 200, 300 people, try to connect as many. That in 2-3 hours slot, when you get the free time to network,
Mhm.
try to connect. This is still, and I have come through that challenge,
Mhm.
and I'm still, maybe I have not fully overcome,
Mhm.
but how to, talk to a stranger,
Go and talk to say
hello, especially for young generation to speaking to a senior they have.
Mm.
There's no harm whatsoever, and you will get that people, some people are so reserved for their own reasons
Exactly.
that they will make such a face that, oh, you are not welcome. That's fine. That's okay. No,
Mm.
but by and large, all the people who are come here are educated from well-to-do background,
Mhm.
professionals. They will
They should
give
be- they
at
will be
least a
kind.
patient listening.
100%.
They will say, "Oh, good, nice to meet you," and you say, "Okay, I'm in this field." You can ask, politely what you do, and you can strike a chord. You can exchange. Nowadays there is no requirement of even visiting cards. You just exchange the mobile
Exactly, yeah.
through QR code, and you are
100% LinkedIn
connected.
IDs or
So
Facebook, Instagram.
attend the events. You can make your own events.
Mhm.
As I said, 10-15 students, just gather and approach high commission or the social organizations. Okay, this time we want to do a presentation.
Mhm.
We have come up with a prototype, new product or new services. Or we just wanted to pitch ourselves that we 10 guys can do this
We are
thing.
ready to
Give us 10 minutes slot
Mhm.
to start with. Don't give half an hour or 1 hour.
Mhm.
That this is our group of 10 people. We want to do this. Can you give? And they will give happily.
Mhm.
As I said, the professional trade bodies.
Mhm.
There is Tech Advocate London and there is a FICCI and there are so many organizations. Go to their websites, find out their events.
Mhm.
Their events are free to attend, and now with a blessing of COVID, many of them are
Move to
webinars online,
Seminars
which
to
are free.
webinars.
Yeah, which are free because they can't control who is attending, so it's free of cost. Attend those webinars. Now my niece has come over here. She did aeronautical engineering.
Mhm.
So I requested her, join UK Space Agency. There is, on LinkedIn, there is a page.
Mhm.
They have throughout every week at least, they have one event, webinar
Webinar going
on some technology. Just go and attend whenever you can.
Mhm.
They are generally on weekends or in the evening because they know people are working professional.
Mhm.
So you have to reach out. There is a lot of work, lot of jobs, lot of things to do. How this world is running, because so many people are working.
Mhm.
Without that, world would have been at standstill.
100%.
So many people are working, they're getting job, they're giving jobs. So you have to reach out. Things we one other example, I was talking to, we connected with one of the very, very high achieving professional, global chief operating officer of a global multinational FMCG company
Mhm.
with a global turnover of more than $70 billion.
Mhm.
We approached him and he was keynote speaker on one of our business summit.
Business. Mhm.
And after that, one of my friend approached me that, Ravi, I wanted to approach him for one of the data analytics solution. And I was in two minds, is it a professional, the right thing to do or not?
Can we do?
But my friend was very sincere. He said again, what he will say, no, I will not do this. That's
Maximum.
the maximum. So I wrote to him and politely, and at the end I wrote a line saying that, sir, if this feels, if you feel this is an inappropriate
Mhm.
approach, please ignore
it.
this mail and forgive me.
Mhm.
Next day I got a mail from him, professional reply, whatever, I will connect to that person, all that stuff. And at the end he wrote, Ravi, there is nothing unprofessional. And he is chief operating officer of a global multinational.
Global company.
He said, Ravi, there is nothing unofficial about it. There is that gave me so much confidence and
So
boost
that you can reach.
that now I can reach, literally,
anybody, yeah.
tomorrow Elon Musk also I can write to him,
There's nothing wrong. Yeah.
Nothing. So this is the way. Never feel shy, and I have learned come through hard way doing this. I used to also feel when I was working in L&T, when I changed my career from marketing to IT.
Professional to IT. Yeah.
I remember that day when I asked my manager, I want to switch, and it was a very structured organization, and there was no possibility of they relieving me. But one fine day, I took a chance, opportunity. And he said, yeah, I know, Ravi, you're good at. So if you want, I can recommend you. And next month, he transferred me to. Had I not taken that opportunity, I would have still stuck into that marketing world. Nothing wrong in that. It was a fantastic job. But now, and because of that, I spent 5 more years in that IT, and then I came over here. With that marketing job in L&T, I would have never come here. So take that opportunity. Nothing wrong. These people will help. And the another thing, what I have realized is the snowball effect. If I make that efforts and connect 5 people to some professionals, at least one of them will in future follow this practice and help another 5 or 10 people. This is that networking effect.
Right.
I help 5 or 10 people, they will help another 5, and then that network grows, It's viral effect.
100%, yeah.
That's the way, yeah.
There's always people like who's ready to do
Come
anything
forward,
will
yeah.
be useful to, other professionals in the same industry. Or
Same
something
industry,
like
yeah.
that. So what are the must go events that you recommend for the tech professionals in London or anywhere in the UK?
So as I said, there are a lot of webinars happening in the world of AI, in the world of cyber security. They have to Google and find out which are the best for them. And if it is free, there is nothing, in first 5-10 minutes, if you don't feel that this is not appropriate, then you can always leave.
100%, exactly.
Even if you are going face to face and if you feel this is not appropriate,
leave it,
you can leave. But there are hundreds of such Eventbrite. If you go to Eventbrite site, this is AI powered.
Right? Yeah.
These days.
This is app, yeah.
You just search for cybersecurity and subscribe to their newsletter or their mailing list. You will be bombarded with such. So keep, subscribe to such sites or such portals, and they will suggest you. And they are nowadays very sophisticated. AI-based engine behind. So reach out to people, social commercial organizations, high commission, trade bodies here and in India.
Both in India.
Go to Indian trade bodies. We will host a webinar for you. You guys are there. You have an ecosystem. You can do PR. You can arrange some local, logistics. Okay, we'll host a webinar for you or a seminar for you, for your products and services. What's wrong in that? Somebody will say, okay, give a try. Compared to the person coming all the way from India, if they have a representative here who can host a webinar or a seminar, or
talk about
it will work. It will work. It will work. And the best part is that whenever you declare such webinars or seminars, our experience shows is that mostly the people who are interested in that topic will come to that seminar or a webinar. There are no time wasters in the sense that if somebody is not,
unrelated.
say again, a mortgage example, if a person is renting a house and he doesn't have any plans to buy a house, he is not going to come to that webinar. But if a person is owning a house, already paying a mortgage, or he want to buy a second house or buy to let house, that person is definitely interested. So you get a targeted audience. And this is again, if you approach to an Indian company, okay, I will host a webinar for you, for your products. And then, okay, this is the product. Say, house cleaning products. Yeah. You have house cleaning product company. I will host most of the, housewives, they will come very happily. Half an hour, it doesn't take, it doesn't cost anything. Zoom, 40 minutes is a free limit, on Zoom for 100 people.
100%, yeah.
I will host a webinar, put some slides. These are the cleaning products will be available, Are you interested? This is just an example. They can do that.
And within your experience, how do you suggest these students who have flown from India in the last years? Like, how do they settle quickly? I can't say quickly, but like aim for settlements, and what are the suggestions?
Yeah, settlement is again, because of the economic or financial pressures,
Mhm.
you have to work together
Mhm.
to reduce your cost.
Right.
That is the first and foremost. Yeah, which is no brainer actually.
Mhm.
Second is that try and do a short term calculation that okay, to survive,
Mhm.
do a budgeting, how much I require,
How much money?
and you can start doing a job
Mhm.
in that period, but you have to keep it in mind that is not your end goal, end game.
Mhm.
You have that survival plan,
Yeah.
but from day one, you join that short term job,
Mhm.
you have to work day and night
Mhm.
to find out your job or reach out to people, companies, startups which are going to give job in that domain. So have a short term plan. First and foremost, work collaboratively with friends and to manage your
Yeah,
budget.
exactly. Mhm.
There are a lot of freebie tools available. Make use of it. Young generation is super smart. Super smart, I can tell you. They are far, far beyond our imagination even.
Mm.
So make use of it. See, the way I have learned on LinkedIn, if I do repeatedly click to particular recruiters, after a few months they come back to me, Ravi, are you available? So, and this doesn't take any money. On mobile you can do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So do this I can do a separate 15 minutes episode on LinkedIn also. It's very effective tool.
Mhm.
I have found it very effective.
Okay.
You create a hashtags with areas of your interest. They are
Mhm.
free,
Mhm.
and they are saved in your repository under your profile. And whenever next time LinkedIn opens, for you open a LinkedIn,
Mhm.
only the posts related to your hashtag are shown on the top.
Sure will be there. Mhm.
Shown on the top. It is so effective. So if, as I said, if there are some posts will have 4 or 500 likes, that area is, and you also like that post because that's the area you are interested in. Go and look at that. Who are these 400 people who have clicked like?
Mhm.
They must be in this domain only. Then you will, out of that, okay, 10 people you may, okay, this person I feel
Can be a
potential. I can reach out to him. Okay, this is
or
an
a
employer,
suggestion.
or this is the right person I should. This will work. This will work effectively. Reach out to people. Have a short-term plan. Work collaboratively. Come up with small prototypes.
Mhm.
Reach out to people. Make your presence felt
Right.
in the world. In
Mhm.
that domain. That okay,
Mhm.
I am doing something. Not has to be only a IT-based, AI-based solution.
Nothing
No,
like that in any
nothing.
industry.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nothing. Something new. Something. The earlier question you asked, gap. Keep on finding that gaps.
Mhm.
Where is the gap? What value I can add?
It's not only that you are graduated in certain field and then I must only
No,
do
no,
jobs
no,
in that.
no, no, no.
As long as you find gap and you have interest in
Interest.
Mm.
Yes.
you can nowadays it's very unpredictable, right?
Very unpredictable. Very
You can move from anywhere to anywhere.
anywhere. Yeah.
It happens with the careers, it happens with the location,
It does,
and
it
especially with the
does.
remote work. And because again, we can know what are the best opportunities in
Yeah.
Scotland, even
Mm.
by sitting in London.
London. Yeah.
We know what are the opportunities in Belfast, and then
Another
Well-
big thing I would like to add is if you look at Europe,
Mhm.
German and the Spanish are the most popular. After that, French.
French. Mhm.
That job market has, there is a huge demand, but you need a local language skill. Now, instead of getting frustrated or depressed, or, people can learn these languages. I can tell you there is a huge demand.
Mhm.
Only thing lacking is that knowledge skill.
Mhm.
Only thing. Because,
You
these
mean
guys are.
language?
Yeah,
If you learn
language.
the language,
Local
it's
language,
easy to get the job over there.
Yeah, it is
Even
easy.
from here.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is. It is. One of my nephew has come. He's did mechanical engineering from Pune, and he had done German. From in 11th, 12th, and he did afterwards that couple of courses. He went to Austria for
Mhm.
masters, got a job. He is now settled there.
Yeah, now people are, I think, moving to
So
Germany
instead
and
of
all these
wasting
countries.
time and frustrating and depressing,
They're not
learn
getting
this. German is the most widely spoken in Europe.
Mhm.
After that, the Spanish and the French.
French.
If these three languages, I can tell you there are
Ocean of
floodgate of
Mhm.
opportunities there.
Right.
They simply require local language skill, and you don't need a language skill to write a poetry or essay. No, it's a
Just
business communication you should be able to do.
basic and
They
in the beginning. Mhm.
they look at us. They know that this is not your first language. They understand, like English. When we came over here, they know that's not my first language. So they don't expect me to, write a fluent email or anything. But basic communication skill, as long as you have, huge. And with Spanish, entire South America is open. Entire South America.
India, South.
You know,
That's true.
except Brazil, everybody speaks Spanish there.
Mhm.
All the other countries.
Mhm. And we'll wind up this podcast by asking you one final advice to the new students over here in the UK.
The future is bright.
Mhm.
They are smart.
Mhm.
Only thing what they need to do is keep away all the negativity, the frustration, the depression aside,
Mhm.
and look towards the positive side. Look where you can add value.
Mhm.
Find out the gaps from your own day-to-day life,
Mhm.
and work on small prototype. Work on small groups. Come up with solution. Approach people. Network with people. Reach out as many people. I have got 18,000 LinkedIn connects. Only 200 I know personally. Rest of them, but if I write to them, they reply.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So reach out as many people as possible. Find out ways to communicate.
Mhm.
There is nobody is going to come and hang you or abuse you why you approached me. No, they are all professional people. Don't be afraid. Go out in the world. There is a lot of demand in the market for products and services. As I said, India is a big manufacturing powerhouse. Make use of it. Sell their products here. There are ways and means you can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely.
It's
Thanks.
pleasure having you.
Yeah.